Welcome to the Black Men Think podcast. If this is your first time here, know that the views and opinions expressed by the Black Men Think podcast are those of the Black Men Think podcast and not the individual members. With that being said, we're about to be unapologetically, undeniably black. Enjoy.
Yes, sir. We're here, live from Studio B.
Once again.
We're here in person, bro. And I got to say, man, it feels good being in person.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it feels good being in person. Not only we get a chance to see each other, you know what I mean? Like, because we do a lot of text messaging, but, it's just a different vibe on the podcast. You know what I mean? So, cheers to us for being, consistent.
Straight up.
We told y'all we're going to be more consistent on the podcast, and so that's what we're doing. We're being held accountable. Y'all are holding us accountable, so we want to make sure that we're doing the right things there. So, but yeah, bro, how you doing? Homeboy, check in.
Man, I'm just glad to be here.
Absolutely.
And literally, I mean here. Like, just putting that out there, bro. We took the kids to the pool today. It was, boy, I don't know, bro. Look, man.
They're learning swimming. They're taking swimming lessons.
So they've taken swimming. They have taken swimming again. They've forgotten a lot of what they take.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's one of those things where, as much as you can, you're trying to keep them in the water, try to keep the, things coming back, the things that they've learned, give them space to practice it, because, honestly, they lose it, and then, they lose their comfort. I mean, the older two, they good. You throw them in, they going to figure it out. They're going to play. They're going to start going under and, trying to get stuff back. The youngest two, those be the ones.
Yeah. So, I mean, both of my girls, they're going through swimming right now, too.
Okay.
And this is Jade's second time. Like, she went first time, and you find out that it's really, the initial lessons was really more so about just, like, survival, like, for
Safety,
yeah. So, if they make a mistake and fall in the water, they know how to just natural instinct, turn over, float. That's really what it's about, according to the instructor. But now Jade is at that age where she can really learn.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know, bro. Like, we had to do a makeup day Saturday because their lessons are on Wednesday. Like, they went to today. And but they had a makeup lesson Saturday, and that was the first time that I was there. Because usually on Wednesday, like, wifey just take them by herself. And so I was there Saturday, and I don't know if it was because I was there or what, but, like, Jade was not feeling it, bro, at all. Like, she was, like, in tears in the pool to the point where I was like, bro, she might not want to swim anymore after this.
Yeah.
But it was a different teacher. He was,
so that probably has something to do with it.
Yeah, it had something to do with it. He was kind of like, he went reading the room, in my opinion, but this is daddy observing from top. But I'm just like, bro, like, she's super nervous right now. You know what I mean? Like, this ain't the time to kind of, like, be super assertive and like, yo, you can do it. Like, I was like, bro, chill, bro.
Yeah. Do I need to come down there, bro?
Right.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Noelle, her teacher is more zen-like.
Yeah.
She's chilling, so Noelle just, like, floating on the water, bro. I'm just like, okay, this is, but we'll see. It's been interesting, though, man. It's just amazing to see your kids experience things faster than you did.
Yeah, experience things I didn't experience at all. For me.
that too.
Honestly, it's just one of those things where, my dad, he made the point of making sure that I was in the water.
Mm-hmm.
There was this story my mom tells from when I was a kid where I completely embarrassed him. Real good, in the water. I was like screaming like he was trying to kidnap me or something like that,
man.
Wow. But after that, I think it was like, I'm in it now. And growing up, I can remember being in the pool all the time.
Yeah.
I legit remember going to the city pool or wherever we was going, somebody's neighborhood or whatever. And I was trying to find the deep end, and I was going to sit at the bottom of the deep end, 12 foot under, just sit there.
Oh, you wild.
No, I was wilding. I was like like down there, like sitting on the bottom, like doing tricks with a friend, and then we'll go up. And then I remember the school I went to, we would go to the pool frequently in the summer.
Gotcha.
So it was a thing that somehow, some way I just learned to swim. Nobody really taught me, but I learned. But yeah, with my kids, man, it's, you look at the statistics. Black and brown kids specifically boys, I think, are the highest rated kids who drown or people who drown, on the highest level. So, I mean, for us, it's, that's not going to be ours.
Yeah,
And it's make sure they get water safety, like you mentioned first, but we want them to become swimmers. And I think for us, like now it's looking at it, the oldest, Abby, we're considering go ahead and just putting her in a swim team. Just she's
fluid.
She's not even fluid, but we just want to go ahead and push her out there.
Oh, okay, I got you.
It's like, and I think it's a swim team to the point where they're still teaching these younger students to swim, but it's gonna push it to that next level. But then, bro, the youngest, bro, it's
feeling it.
Pure mayhem. Like it is. Like today was. Like both of us looking at each other like we've been here 20 minutes. It's time to go.
Like what are we doing?
All right. Like it's. I know the rest of them good, but it might be time.
Yeah.
He's wilding.
Yeah, I mean it gets like that too, bro. Because like you try to do all these things with your kids, bro, and make sure they have a good life, but also you have to like you can almost reach your breaking point. You know what I mean? It's just like
quick.
All right, this is cool, but also like. Bruh.
But we don't have to do this.
No, we don't have to do this. Like, man, we did so much running around today. And ended up at the library. And my wife was like, yo, you coming inside? I was like, how long y'all gonna be in there? And he was like, oh, not too long. I was like, I'm gonna take a quick nap.
Smart.
So I stayed in the car with the AC blowing, bro. Car on, knocked out. Like I was just on some like, look, hey, I need this little mini break. Just like, let me get this little mini break. I'm mentally drained. I just need like to recharge, refuel. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me just do that. And, it was cool. But, bruh, when I tell you, I was on some like, hey.
Y'all go ahead.
Y'all go ahead. And I know y'all want me to go in there with y'all and spend some time. But I'm like, no.
Man,
can't do it.
I got to get better at that, man. Like, honestly, that's something like I struggle with. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. It's hard for me to like honestly like take that moment and say I can't. This ain't the moment. I can't do this right now. And like even yesterday, bro. Like yesterday was the 4th. You know what I'm saying? Like it was. We were out. We took the kids to a movie. Well, actually, no, it wasn't free. It was just real cheap. But they went to see like an old movie at a movie theater.
A little $2 joint. I know
Exactly. Yeah, bro. Little take the family out. Go see a whack movie for $2.
This is $2 Tuesday at Regal.
That boy put the whole.
It's $2 Tuesday at Regal for the black men out here with family members. Like, look, take your family to the movie. It's usually an older film.
Yep.
But still, bro, like, you got a family of 4, y'all spend $8.
Period.
It's just a cheap, and everybody have a good time.
And granted, on a day where you as a black man need a moment, like your kids watching a movie for an hour and a half, you chilling.
Movies are legit the cheat code if we keep it in the book, bro. Like,
Facts.
The movie theater is a cheat code for a black man, bro. Like, listen to what Mo is telling you. Take your child to the movie theater, get the big bucket of popcorn, and if you depending on how you rolling, sometimes we'll take stuff in there, like I'll bring their drinks or whatever, but they always want, movie theater popcorn.
Yep.
Get the big bucket of popcorn, bro. And if you really want to do it, you let them, you can either do one or two things. Either you can get them individual popcorn, which that can get a little pricey, or you can get the big bucket of popcorn. You sit in the middle, you hold the popcorn right here, and let them go after the popcorn while you just holding the bucket and chilling.
You chilling.
Bro, I'm telling you.
I'm going to take you a step further, bro. Go ahead, Kroger. Mm-hmm. Buy that box about three bags of popcorn. Mm-hmm. Pop that about 15 minutes before you leave. Throw it in the Ziploc bag. They got their own little individuals, and you got the refill.
There you go. Boom.
Put it in the book bag. You good to go, bro. They ain't checking the book bags no more. We don't live in the era where they check the book bags before you go in. I remember those days, but
they don't care about that.
They don't care about that, bro. You could take a whole Chick-fil-A number, whatever it is in there. You know what I'm saying?
Number 5.
Number 5 or whatever. Legit. But yeah, man, movies. We went down to a cookout at the fam's crib, Mactown.
Okay.
Came back up and the kids were talking fireworks. We was like, okay, we either can wait it out and see what happens around the neighborhood. But they wanted it so bad, and my wife was like, I know you're tired. I mean, I can take them. You can stay home with the youngest, put them to bed. it was like that moment where everything paused. And you know, all of me wanted to just take the alley oop that she gave.
She gave you the alley.
She gave me the alley
Gave it to
oop.
you,
She
bro.
legit gave it to me, and I went with the it's family day. And next thing I know, man, we out, fireworks,
Man, oh man.
mosquitoes eating up the kids. One of the girls fell out of her chair, hit her head on a little cement thing. It went there. She's good, but
Okay, good to know that she's good.
she's good. She's got a little scuff,
Yeah.
But it went there, and I was just like, I have to find a way to start taking those moments.
So I'll say this, right? I'm good at taking the moments. I'm not the best at expressing that I need the moment.
Okay.
And this is what I mean. Today I did a good job of saying like, yo, I'm just gonna sit in the car. I got a little headache. I just want to take me a quick nap. Right? Other times I just be like, no, I ain't going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm getting better at the expressing the why, as opposed to just saying like,
Gotcha.
I'm doing this. I need to do this. Like, I'm trying to get better at giving all of the details. That way, it's not coming off being like a butthole or anything like that. It's just like, yo, I'm stressed. I'm tired. Whatever. Like, I'm just trying to do better at that part of it, because I think that's where I'm lacking at.
That's real, because even y'all mentioned it last week. Like this setting, like this is mental health right here.
Oh yeah,
and,
100%.
And that's what it is for me here today. Like my wife has got to go down and be with her mom for surgery for the next 2 days. So
Okay.
it's me and the kids. It's daddy daycare. And granted, this is the week leading up. And y'all heard me a couple of weeks ago. I was sharing with you, like, I got a new role coming up, new job, starting next week, actually, man. Super excited about it. But these last 2 weeks for me, and really we're in the second week now, have just kind of been like a hard breakaway from all things responsibility outside of my home.
Yeah.
Now granted, I led in, got a little me time, went to the beach on my own. I'm sure our thinkers on Patreon kind of saw a little bit of that, which was a funny moment. But even this week has just been like, I kind of came in hot. I was like, no, this week I'm dedicating to the whole fam. What's the date? It was Wednesday.
You tried to go in
Tried
hard.
to go hard. I had to recalibrate, bro. I had to say, you know what? I'm gonna need to still create space.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was just telling her, I was like, yeah, I think I need to pod this week. I need to step out for a second. She was like, do what you got to do, And for me, I realize those are the moments where I don't really speak up enough. I don't really say like, I actually do. I'm always trying to overachieve, always trying to be there, step in, do that. And that's whether it's professional, that's whether it's personal with the fam or whatnot, but tonight was one of those moments where I was like, nah, I'm about to step out of the house.
It's a couple of things, right? Number one, you have to, and granted, we're speaking from a marriage situation, right? Because we're married men with children. But I think you have to have an understanding spouse, number one.
Facts.
That trust to know that, like, bruh, this is what you're doing. Because there are plenty of dudes who'll say that and they're going to be doing something else. And that, I'm not even throwing out black men up on the bus. I'm just telling you, it's just the reality of the situation. So, number one, you got to have a wife that understands that you need those breaks, and that, hold you at your word of like what you're going to do is what you're going to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, like, it's important. It's important that we find that time, but it's even more important that we articulating that this is why we need that time. And I think that's, I think that's something that we all don't necessarily do the best, right?
We don't do the best, I would say, because half the time I don't even think we understand why. It's we feel the urgency. We know that the need is there. We know we're about to pop. We know We need a shift in the scenery. We need a complete step away from the responsibility. But I honestly think if we're really being honest as black men, that we haven't taken enough time to assess the why.
Yeah.
Like, we know on the surface why. Like, I'm stressed out. It's been a long day, long week or whatnot. I need a break. But why? Why are you really at your limit? Like, why are you teetering along the cliff? You know? I think for me, man, like like even the other day, I had a reckoning moment where I had to like really step back, and the why was way deeper than what was on the surface. On the surface, my kids were going crazy. You know, my wife was coming home from work. I had been with them all day. I was stressed out. You know, I was on the edge. You know, I got to that point I hadn't even eaten. You know, I had been doing stuff for them, hadn't even had food.
Right,
you know?
right.
So I'm thinking that was it. And when I stepped back again, just kind of thought for a minute, ended up taking a run. During that run, man, it just all hit me. I was just like, I'm anxious about this new job. You know, I started thinking about, you know, the things that I don't know. You know, started kind of trying to get ahead of things that I shouldn't, you know. And it was causing anxiety, which was causing stress, which was causing frustration, which was causing me to think that it was coming from the people around me, but really it was coming from within. You know, and I think saying that to say, just as an example, you know, just being transparent for all of our listeners, I think it's important for us to take long enough a step back, or at least separate ourselves long enough to really assess, to ask the right questions to ourselves.
Right.
Why am I tripping right now? Like, why am I on the edge? Is it really the kids? Is it really what someone said to me at work? Is it really my wife, my girlfriend, whatever the situation is? Or is it something else?
Man, that was a wow moment for me listening to you say that, because I don't think I do that enough. You know what I mean? I think a lot of times I'm just looking at the environment, and I'm taking it at the surface level of like, my environment is like, yo, you know, the kids doing that, or like maybe wifey on one.
Yeah.
You know, just being honest, like, or like wifey ain't showing enough attention. Like, I feel,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
no,
Just
all that.
all this stuff is like what kind of go through our head. But when you just said it, like taking a step back and just like, okay, this is what you think it is. Now take another step back. Now really do a deep dive on like what's really bothering you at the moment. I don't think we do that enough. Because now I'm trying to go through my day and just like, yo, what was really bothering me today? And when I think about it, what really bothered me was the fact that like I had to work on my day off.
There you go.
Like now I'm thinking through, I was like, yo, like I'm really up here doing work on my day off, bro. Like, and you know me, like that's not me at all.
That's
Not me at all. Like, not me at all. And you know, just to let y'all in on what happened, a meeting got moved up on a day that I didn't work. I only work 4 days a week. And so, you know, this meeting got moved up, and I just so happened to see the email like late on the day that I didn't work. And mind you, the next day was the 4th of July. Like, we're recording this on Wednesday night, but 4th of July was on Tuesday. And so I saw the email late Monday that the meeting got moved up. And, you know, for me, what I have to do and prepare for is something that's timely. So I can't really, you know, I can't prep a report a week or two in advance. It don't work like that. Like, we need up-to-date info on all of these things. And so I'm really pulling, I can kind of piece a report together, but for the most part, I'm doing the work on the bulk of the report within like 24 to 48 hours. That's just how unfortunately, that's just how it is. Like, you know, I can do some things in advance, but for the most part, like the raw data has to be pulled within 24 to 48 hours. And so I had planned to do all of that today. You feel me? And that it got hit to where, you know, and mind you, to add on to that, you know, my wife works in the medical field and she has to work some holidays. Well, guess what holiday she had to work?
Wow.
4th of July. So on a day that I thought that I was going to be off, I had to work 4 or 5 hours to do this report.
Yeah.
And on top of that, wifey wasn't here, you know, with the kids. So the kids don't understand that So I'm like high pressure day, and I'm still trying to cook out. So it's just like, I a lot of this stuff was created by me, like taking accountability. It was just, but that's probably why I was so stressed. Not, listening to what you said and like really doing a deep dive and thinking on what was really causing most of the stress. I was just like, yeah, like I had to do a lot of things that I normally wouldn't have. Because yesterday was supposed to be like a real chill day.
Yeah.
Like really a chill day. Like, okay, cool. Wife got to work. Me and the kids, we'll watch a couple of movies. We'll get this food ready, go and hit on the grill, play outside a little bit. Like it was supposed to be like a real chill day, and it wasn't that. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
That's needed, man. And I think our reluctance to go deeper sometimes, I'll just speak for me. I mean, a lot of times I think it's a reluctance because I have to actually face some of the truths that I might not be ready to wrestle with.
Okay.
Like, same example, like for me, it's, you might have a little nervousness about this role because you may doubt yourself a little more than you want to acknowledge, I
got you.
Granted, I got a million reasons why I shouldn't doubt myself, and people constantly are reminding me, which I'm thankful for, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a godsend when I'm talking to people about this role and they're constantly affirming, no, this is the right move, bro.
Right.
Like you've been preparing for this. Like this is the moment that everyone else has been waiting for you. Like, what are you worried about? You have everything you need. And then what you don't have, God got you.
Right.
You know, like he put you there, he'll give you what you need to accomplish it. And somehow, some way, there are moments where I still find a way to doubt myself, or to question or to try to, honestly, it's overthinking it.
Yeah.
It's really what it boils down to. It's because, at the end of the day, you're starting a new role. They're going to train you. They're going to.
Bro, can we pause for a second?
Pause.
I just want to go on record here and let people know this, because I think this is something that is not talked about enough, especially in corporate America. Fam, they gonna train you for about 2 to 3 weeks, no matter what job you take.
That's facts.
They're gonna train you for 2 to 3 weeks. Here's the reason why. Number one, they want you on their program.
100%.
And if you're in a high level role, they want you on their program, and then they want to see what you can add to their program. So therefore, they're going to train you for 2 to 3 weeks on their program. Like, we have to, how can I say this? A lot of times we miss out on opportunities because we're worried about, it's really the anxiety. Like, we're worried about, am I good enough for this? Or like, am I qualified for this? Fam, don't worry about if you qualified.
Man,
don't worry about it.
That's a bar.
Don't worry about if you qualified. Let them tell you that you're not qualified. Walk into every situation saying that you're qualified. Bro, I have to and I want to tell you this because just being like a business owner and also somebody that's working in corporate America, bro, the one thing that's consistent in both of those scenarios, if you walk in the room as the person that know your information, trust me, the other side, they don't know. They BSing you. They don't know what's going on, bro, in every scenario. If you walk in, I don't care if you day one on your business. Guess what? The people that you're trying to do business with, they don't know your business. So it doesn't matter that you don't know everything about your business. Walk in with the confidence, bro, because they don't have a clue. Right. They're waiting on you to give them the information. The same thing with that promotion that you're trying to get at their job, bro. Like, if that promotion wasn't for you, you wouldn't have it. And the person that's trying to train you on it, bro, like, they don't have that job. We gotta remember that. Like, either somebody left that job or they created that job. But guess what? That person that you might be fearful of, because it is a part of the fear and anxiety, they don't have that job. You have that job. You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep that in mind, bro. Like, and I'm sorry.
No. That was golden, bro. That was golden because I think here's, like, to keep that going, like, here's what we tend to question going in the gate. We tend to question whether or not, like you said, are we actually qualified? man, this is shocking. I didn't even, we second guess the fact that it actually happened, that you got the offer, that you got the deal, or, the contract, or whatever it is. You got it.
You got it.
The fact already happened.
It already happened.
It's done, right? So,
done.
but we're still sitting in the spaces if we're still waiting on the interview to begin,
Man.
And
Wow.
that's something that I have to recalibrate personally. Not only that, but then we start trying to overthink the things that haven't even happened yet. Like, well, what do I need to wear on the first day? What is it going to be like? What kind of stature do I need to have? Let me review all this information from the past 5 to 10 years that I was at the previous job. That
guess what? Doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It's gone. It's over.
It's over with.
And it's just like you want to be just all the way perfection. Walking in the gate, and at the end of the day, these people just want to tell you about the company, and that's it. They just want to onboard you. They want to get you caught up to speed, policies, procedures, make sure you understand your benefits, yada yada yada. And at the end of the day, they want you to soak in what they have, and at a certain point, they're going to end up releasing you into what they have, so that you can begin doing the impact that you came with, and and I think. What I'm realizing, and even hearing from other people's experiences, is that we second guess what we're actually walking in the door with. Like, we are walking in the door with expertise that nobody else has, because guess what? Nobody else is you. Nobody else did it like you. Nobody else made accomplishments the way you did. Doesn't matter what they have on their resumes. Doesn't matter what that other candidate or what that other person that's already at the organization that is your colleague or your direct report. Doesn't matter if they're overqualified and they're working up under you. That none of that matters, because nobody is walking in the door with what you have. And man, when I tell you, that's been the constant reminder for me and the constant message that's been thrown my way. And I'm appreciative of all the people that have been speaking, life into me over the last few weeks. Because that's the thing that, like, in these moments where the inevitable doubt arises,
right.
that stuff just comes right back.
Yeah.
And it gives me space to recalibrate and be like, bruh, chill. Like, you good.
Man, that's it reminds me of something my wife said today to my daughter. Jade was just I forgot what the scenario was. She was doing their hair, and Jade just said, like, I'm not. And my wife, like, she couldn't even get the full statement out. My wife was like, stop right there.
Wow.
We don't even do that.
We don't do, man, that's powerful, bro.
And it was like, I'm back
powerful.
here. I'm back here, but I heard her. I was just like, yo, like, my kid is like 5.
Wow.
But we didn't, I'm just full transparency. Like, we didn't have that.
Facts.
The fact that my wife, like, stopped her right there was like, no.
We don't say what we're not.
We're not. No, you are. And she hit her with it. It was like, no, you are. You are this, you're that. Like, she went through affirmations with our daughter, and it was instant that it hit. Just like, yo, bro, like, we didn't have that growing up. Like, we had to learn all of these things. And I'm not blaming our parents or anything, because they just grew up in a different time where the things and tools that we have now were not available. They were just trying to survive, bro. Like, that's just really what it was. But, like, just in that moment, bro, to hear my wife tell my daughter, like, she stopped her. She didn't even get the full sentence out. Like, she stopped. She was like, you are. I was just like, bro. And, I got to tell my wife that tomorrow, because I didn't even have that conversation. I'm just, you said that made me think about it. I was just like, yo, like, I was so appreciative of my wife in that moment when she said that. I was just like, damn, I got a good one. You know what I'm saying? Like,
man, listen.
It hit me, like, it hit me real hard, because, like I said, I've been having, like, a stressful couple of days, and, like, I'm just back here and I just overheard it. I was just like, man, like, if you ever thought that you didn't choose the right one,
that was the moment.
That was the affirmation that you may have needed. Like, bro, just to pour that into our children at this age, bro, like, and maybe it doesn't, but that could be a moment that shift my daughter's life forever. That one thing that my wife just told our child, she may hold on to that for the rest of her life. You know what I'm saying? And it was just on a casual getting your hair done where she just stopped her and said that. And, we can't take those moments for granted, bro, because a lot of times we've all heard, and I've always been like super confident dude. So like I haven't had that, the best thing you can do is tell me that I can't do something. Cause I'm like, all right, cool. That's something I got to show this dude or whatever, whoever this is.
Right.
But that probably stems from something else. Like as those layers peel back, it probably because maybe when I was younger, somebody said that I couldn't, and I took it to heart. So the overcompensating, but like now to hear my wife tell my daughter that at 5, bro, like it's just different. You know what I'm saying? It just hit different. So yeah, shout out to wifey, bro. I don't know if she's listening to this. She may hear this, she may not. I think she'd be listening on the low. Cause she kind of slipped up. Okay,
she be dropping the details,
bro. Let me see. She kind of slipped up one day, right? And also, I'm gonna shout out my wife too, cause like my birthday was on about a week or so ago, almost 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
She set up a surprise birthday party for me. Didn't know that she had hit up all the homies, and like coordinated this whole thing. Didn't even know that this was going down. So shout out to wifey. But
and you almost blew it, bro.
Bro, I definitely almost. This is what I was working on right here. Look at that. That's what I was working on.
Putting that light in.
Put that light up right there.
Bro.
That right there. I almost blew it, bro. Like working on the light. Then the thing was, now to be fair, we both lost track of time.
Okay.
So like she hit me when she was like, "Yo, it's like 7:30." That's what I was like, because I told her, I was like, "Yeah, I'm supposed to meet up with the homies or whatever." And I was like, "Man, I gotta finish this."
We all at the spot. Meanwhile,
y'all like at the spot, and I'm like, it's 7:30, and I'm like, yo, I gotta finish this. So I think I pulled up by like 8:30,
something like that.
So after I was apologetic to everybody, whatever, but it was a real good night. Real good night. But I forgot. I was going like. I think she'd be listening, bro, because like she said something like maybe like a month or two ago. It was like, when y'all gonna start back recording? And I was like, we just, we trying to get everything together, blah blah blah. I forgot what I told her, and then she said something like, I be trying to figure out like, because like you be talking to your homeboy, you say something to that you'll say to me or whatever. I was like, oh, she be listening to the podcast. Okay, cool. I got you. Yeah, she'll be tuned in. But shout out, but if you do hear this, thank you. I appreciate what you did to say to our daughter. I'm still going to have this conversation with you face to face, but if you hear this before we had this conversation, I just want to say thank you. You are appreciated. I appreciate that. That touched my heart very deeply while I was back here in the studio. So I did hear when you said that, and I truly appreciate that. So
that's powerful right there.
Yeah, bro, for sure.
That's a good way to end it right there, bro.
Hey man, we here, bro. We here. So look, we didn't even introduce this podcast for real. We didn't introduce who we are, but if you are here and this is your first time here, I am JD, aka last name Good. This to my left is
Hey, I'm Marlon, everybody, aka Motown. What's good?
And salute to Corey, Tori, Ace. Everybody who's on this podcast, this is the Black Man Think podcast. Yeah. We do appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you want more content from us, we have a Patreon account, right? If you're kind of on that, on the side of like, man, I don't know if I want to spend any extra money, that's cool. It's a free trial, 7-day free trial. Test it out. Just like going to the dealership, you take that car, you want to ride it for a day or two. And, depending on your credit, you might keep it for the whole weekend. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, test it out. Test us out and see if you enjoy the extra content, the bonus content that we're doing. And if you feel it's for you, stick around. If not, it's cool. No hard feelings. Keep coming here. We're going to give y'all good content every week anyway. But if you want more, you want those deep dives, you want those, like, unfiltered content, you got to go over to Patreon. So with that being said, hit the link in our bio, hit the link in the show description. You can get right to our Patreon. If you're listening to this experience, it is patreon.com/blackmanthink. Whatever you do over there, it helps us out tremendously. We've been able to upgrade some of the equipment. We sound better. And soon we're going to be able to look better because we'll be able to get like better cameras, all of that stuff. But if you're watching us on YouTube, but we want to just say thank y'all. We do appreciate y'all for sure. Any parting words?
Yeah, man. Just just a shout out. One thing I want to say and honestly, this might be a good pivot topic right here. All things ATL culture. I just want to say thank you. For because it's all ATL here. Bro, one thing that I realized, and this might be something that we need to take over to the Patreon, bro.
You can do it.
There's nowhere else on earth like Atlanta. for one reason and one specific reason only.
What's that?
Black people as a whole, we're not represented anywhere else the way that we're represented in Atlanta. And I mean thriving.
Mm-hmm.
I dare anybody to look across the country and find another city, percentage-wise, where black people are thriving the way that they're thriving in Atlanta, which is something to be proud of, but at the same time, but that's a major concern.
It is. We're going to talk about it on Patreon. Follow us over there. Black Men Think Podcast.
The Black Men Think Podcast.